And by the very beautiful, lovely person, Miss Rhonda Burchmore. How are you, Rhonda?
Hey, Jason, I am well as well as I can possibly be in these kind of crazy times. But yeah, I'm feeling okay.
Good on you. That's great. That's great. Thanks so much for coming on for a chat. I really appreciate it. It's great.
Oh, good bloke. I saw, I've seen you obviously on that reality show you were on, and then I saw you doing great work for the droughts and the fires and stuff, and I thought, what a good bloke. I'm gonna give him a little chunk of my time and say hello.
Oh, thank you so much, Rhonda. It's an honour to have you on. I really appreciate it. I've followed you pretty much all my life as well. We see you on television all the time, and listen to your music. And I watched you on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here only a few weeks, a couple of months ago. Well, time goes. When was it?
Well, I got out the 3rd of February. So, the crazy thing was, everyone was going stir crazy in the jungle, dealing with isolation as we thought there. But compared to now, that was nothing. At least we had each other to sit by the fire at night and have a good chat and, have a hug occasionally. But yeah, it seems like a lifetime ago. But yeah, it was. Yeah. And when I went into the jungle, you know, I came out and I had work booked solidly right through to, as I'm sure you did, to December this year. Two big musicals and concerts and corporate, and it's just now all gone. So it's pretty grim for us entertainers.
It is. It is absolutely. And everyone I've spoken to so far have said the same thing. Obviously, they've lost, like musicians have lost pretty all their work because you can't do any live shows and gatherings and so forth like that. And just businesses in general, Rhonda, like people not being able, well, people won't go out and buy coffee and so forth like that because they're scared during this time. They're not supposed to go out and do things like that. And just businesses in general struggling at the moment. It's heartbreaking to see, isn't it?
I feel it really sad, Jason. I try to kind of be Miss Pollyanna in terms of looking at the positive side of things all the time. And only today I kind of did a Zoom thing, which was very modern for me. But trying to motivate 100 young musical theatre kids. But you kind of feel, oh my gosh, when is this all going to end? And trying to give them a positive side of, we will come through. They want motivation from someone like me. So it it is really hard, and my heart, as you mentioned, bleeds for. I'm okay. I've got a house. I've got, I've had a great career. I didn't intend on giving it up anytime soon, but for the young musicians and the crews, the lighting, the sound, all those guys that live day by day, week by week with those gigs, it's all gone. So yeah, it's really tough times for us.
Oh, it is. Absolutely. Who we got there? Bonnie.
Oh, this is Bonnie. Yeah, she's a bit of a show pony. Hello,
Hey,
Jason.
Bonnie.
She's a standard poodle. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful dog, aren't they?
Yeah, I've got the black one. It looks like a licorice bullet when they both come up, but yeah, but they love their mummy. So that's
Oh,
about this whole Corona thing. I know you're a country lad, but for me, normally I'm on a plane every other day, flying interstate doing a job or something. These guys have never known it so good that mummy's home every day and they get, a good hour and a half walk, and yeah, they love having mummy home.
oh, it's beautiful. They would have been happy when you got back from Africa.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, especially Zorro, the older guy. I think he thought, oh my gosh, mum's gone forever. Because that was a big stint. I don't know if your listeners know, I had to be there. I left Australia Boxing Day, and it went to air January the 3rd. So they have you there like a week to kind of climatize you, and then they take all your phone and everything away from you. So to kind of get you ready for this isolation thing. So yeah, it was pretty extreme, the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was talking to Lukey Jacobs.
Yes.
And Lukey was telling me, he said, it's funny, because last year I was in the jungle and they paid me to isolate.
Yeah.
So he said, and now I'm at home and I'm not getting paid. I don't know what I'm doing.
That is absolutely right, Luke. Yeah, and it's the craziest thing. We all thought it was, everyone was just talking about food and how bored they were. But as I said, at least we had each other, and there were, it's a very, I mean, it was a really good training for this now, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'm feeling okay, Jason. As I said, I've got a roof over my head. I've got a big house. I'm not the best person at cleaning. So I am finding things that I haven't unpacked in 20 years and cupboards to go through and stuff that I have, things that I always don't have time to do. I'm suddenly finding time to do.
Great. Ronnie, you've had an absolutely phenomenal career. Like, you're amazing. Absolutely.
It's been a long career, and I guess people say, "What's your biggest achievement?" I guess it's that until COVID-19, I've been actively working in this really, really tough business for coming up to 38 years constantly, and everything from musicals here in Australia to London's West End to Broadway. So I kind of pinch myself, thinking of some of the people I've worked with and some of the great shows and, all sorts of things. It's kind of, I remember, I kind of, it's gone in a flash, the time since, I started this thing when I was, like professionally, I was about 22 to now, many, many moons later, the amazing opportunities I've had and the amazing people I've worked with.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like you're an actor, you do musical theatre, you dance, you sing. There's nothing you can't do. It's phenomenal. And I know all my listeners and watchers here and across my socials would love you to bits. You're just amazing. You're an incredible artist, an incredible person, and everyone looks up to you. And I loved I loved your motivation in the jungle and what you did, and your charity that you chose for your sister. And it's just very special.
Well, I never thought I could do it, actually. I mean, I don't know. I never really looked at too many episodes of I'm a Celebrity because I thought if I look too much, it's going to scare the dickens out of me. And and the food trials, I've got a really, really bad gag reflex, so I thought I would never get through one, let alone I think I went through 4.
Yeah.
But it's amazing the power of the mind, and as you said, I did it. My late sister died of a motor neurone disease, so I figured every time I did one of those, this is only a game and it's going to be gone. But her fight, she didn't win. So for me, that was what I used to channel every time. My sister's, she was the reason why I virtually got in this business. She was a brilliant dancer, and to see someone, I don't know, your viewers would know probably people or someone that's had some motor neurone. It's the cruelest of diseases, and every time I used to just, when I did those food trials, and I looked a bit like Linda Blair out of The Exorcist. I used to just think, she was such a fighter, and I mean, she lost her battle, but if I could, end up raising awareness for that, which I know I have, job done.
Yeah, good on you, Rhonda. That's great. So did your professional career in everything that you do, did it start around the early 80s roughly, or you've been performing all your life pretty much, haven't you?
Well, I'm one of those ones that probably like yourself, I used to sing around the house before I could talk, and I always loved performing, but my dad said, go and get yourself a real job. So I went off to become a school teacher. A lot of people may not know that in New England, up in Armidale, and I graduated and became a school teacher, but shortly after I thought, I mean, I did teach for a while, but I had this urge to perform. I got the degree, but I so I went into a show called, I faked my way through an audition and got into a show, faked my, who I was and what I'd done type of thing. And I got the gig for a show called They're Playing Our Song with the great Jackie Weaver and John Waters. And so began, I said to Dad, this is what I really want to do. And then I got on to Hey It's Saturday for about 25 years, which I know you're very young, but your viewers may know, with Molly. And it was really great times for performers like yourself to, kind of do what you do, go on every week and either sing a song or go on judge Red Faces, or I did this segment called Celebrity Head. So the people throughout Australia get to know you, and and I also had the very lucky experience of working with people like Don Lane and Mike Walsh, Ray Martin, who were, when, variety shows, when they had big bands, 5 days a week, 3 days, and the night shows a couple of nights a week. So really good time.
That's amazing. And the ups, like the highlights, ups and downs in everyone's career. The massive highlight that I noticed today, you got to perform for Bill Clinton.
Yeah. Well, it was an intriguing highlight. I don't know, but it was shortly after the Monica Lewinsky affair. So I think every woman in the world wanted to know, because he was quite good looking back then, the old president, what this man was about and how we could possibly, there was massive intrigue with the Monica thing, the scandal, and I was doing Mamma Mia at the time in Melbourne, and I got flown down to Adelaide to meet him and to sing for him and have dinner with him. So that was quite,
Wow.
Yeah. I had a lot of jealous women that night, I tell you.
Oh, okay. That's amazing, though. An incredible opportunity. It's phenomenal. Absolutely.
Yeah. There's some, I've written a book, Legs 11, and, there's, I do pinch myself, that I did get to meet Princess Diana, 4 or 5 times. A lot of these people,
wow,
absolute icons, and worked with some of these people. Amazing.
That's incredible. I'm from the Central West, New South Wales.
Whereabouts?
And I grew up about 140 kilometres west of Dubbo.
All right.
And my family and that live out here, or, in the Central West. And it's quite funny because I was talking to a couple this afternoon saying I was going to have a chat to you tonight. And they said, ask her about an incident at the Dubbo airport because something went down there. I've got to ask you, what happened?
Oh, yeah, I think it made front page news. What happened? I was at your Dubbo Entertainment Centre.
Yeah.
Doing a Christmas concert, and it all went very well. And the people of Dubbo were magnificent, and they fantastic. And I had to get a plane back to Melbourne. And I remember going through, because there's not that many flights out to anywhere from Dubbo, really.
No, it's either Sydney, Melbourne. They used to have one to Brisbane as well. But I think to go to Melbourne, did you go direct? Can you remember, or did you go to Sydney and down?
Oh, I think I went direct, but there's not too many flights per day, so to speak. So I was on the other one, and I went through the first metal security thing, and then they now have the thing where they pat you down for explosive, and it went positive. It went positive 3 times, and oh God, I started laughing until I didn't start laughing after the 3rd time. And the people, everything was shut, all security. I didn't know that many people worked in Dubbo Airport. They all came round. They took my boarding pass. They took my license. They pretty much interrogated me about this. What have I got? And I no, I have nothing. I've just done a concert, and the people, as you know, can imagine in the queue, were not impressed. They were all ready to board their flight. as it turned, and then the girl came out and said, well, we'll have to body search you. Do you want to do that here or in a room? And I went, no, give those people a dubbo, give them a show. So, and anyway, a little while later, the test came back, and they went, oh my God, do you? And that was the question that was the killer. Do you wear expensive perfume? And I went, well, yeah, I wear Chanel. And they went, oh yeah. Well, it was the nitrate in the Chanel. So
I'll be buggered.
Yeah, Coco Chanel. So that's what set it all off. And the new, it made it round the world, this story, I can tell you. So Dubbo was on the, it made it round everywhere that I'd got picked up for explosive with my Chanel. So there you go. I don't know what's in it, but the nitrate and there. Maybe
well, there you go. Anyone that wears Chanel, be careful.
Yeah, maybe I'll go and get some impulse or something.
Yeah. Look, Rhonda, thanks so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. At the end of every interview, I do a few little questions called curious questions.
Sure.
And look, we all really appreciate you coming on. So thank you so much. It's a
all your viewers and to your family, everyone in Dubbo, and I just wish, that's my frustration too. That, I mean, apart from I'm a very physical person, love to give everyone a hug, and it's just so tough, and we can't wait till this is all over. And I urge your viewers to, I think, just on a serious point, our industry is like going to be the slowest, I reckon, to recover of everyone. Yeah. Even when everything's back to work, everyone's going to go, well, have I actually got money to go and see a show? So, I urge the people, because, I mean, this is all very nice, but it's so much nicer to do it in the flesh, as you would agree, with live music and all of that stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, well said. I agree. Absolutely. Have you been able to maintain motivation, Rhonda, during isolation? And if so, how have you done it?
Yeah, incredibly. I've been cleaning out cupboards that I never thought I would, or haven't done in 20 years. And I've actually had a project. It was a bit like a nana project, doing some mosaic. I've done like a 4-meter mosaic by the pool. So
wow.
Yeah, it's quite a thing that it's putting my head space into, I'm not going to get depressed. I'm going to find something, and it's been a beautiful distraction. So mosaic, there you go.
Yeah, awesome. That's great. Who would be your biggest inspiration, Rhonda, either in life or your career, or?
Well, since I lost my sister, who was, my hero as a kid, she's my biggest inspiration to kind of keep on doing what I do. For sure, I think of her, every day, and and talk to her, and I'm this weird one that has like little butterflies. Every time I see a butterfly in the garden or something, I think of her, and I go, oh yeah, there, she's watching over me. So yeah, my late sister.
Okay. What would you say your biggest highlight would be in your career so far? Have you got a special highlight or anything in general? I mean, you've done so much, but still, I had to ask.
There's many highlights. I guess one of them would be a show called Hot Shoe Shuffle that was written for me with David Atkins and 7 tap dancing boys. It was an Australian-grown project, and we got it to London's West End. We were the first show in its entirety to get there. We were a sellout over there and a sellout here. Yeah, that show. And if your viewers kind of have a bit of a, YouTube on or Google on Hot Shoe Shuffle, it was big.
Awesome.
That's the thing. I mean, I would meet Princess Diana, and Dustin Hoffman, all these people being in London's West End in the big theatre. You'd get at any one time all these massive stars that would come in to watch the show. So, yeah, pretty heady times.
Oh, bloody oath it is. Unbelievable. And just one more, Rhonda, for people at home, who would be one of the most interesting celebrities you've ever met?
interesting from one of my best friends in the world is Gary McDonald. I don't know if you remember him. People might know him from Norman Gunston and Mother and Son. He was interesting in the fact that he's such a funny man, but he's not funny. But we go fishing together. Just in terms of like, there's so many. I mean, Bill Clinton was interesting because he was charming and intelligent, and gosh, here I am talking to Mr. President.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Anthony Newley, the great songwriter. I'm fascinated with songwriters, how they can write, melodies that live forever in our just songbook and stuff like that. There's so many. Artists. Oh gosh, don't ask me, Jason, to pick one because there's a lot.
No,
Diana,
that's fine.
Diana, to meet her. I mean, and now to look, all these years later at this absolute icon that I actually, ate and drank with. I mean, I pinched myself to know, how lucky I was.
Amazing, Rhonda. Rhonda, I've got to ask you, what's all the dolls behind you? They're incredible.
Oh, I know. They're Barbies. This is funny you should ask. It's my daughter's bedroom. But when I did Mamma Mia, this was my actual outfit. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
I did Super Trooper in that. That's my platform boots and white lycra. When my daughter was born, I used to blame her for having these collector Barbies because some of these Barbies, Jace, are valued up to they're thousands of dollars. They're not your normal, nothing wrong with Target or Kmart Barbies, but they're collector Barbies. So we've got everything from Olivia Newton-John to Cher to Elizabeth Taylor.
That's amazing. Yeah, awesome.
Now this is a look. This is one. This is if your viewers knew My Fair Lady with Julie Andrews. This was the actual replica of the costume that she wore. I mean, so there's
Yeah, wow. I had to ask. Sorry, I had to ask. I'm sitting there looking at them thinking, wow.
We do have a Ken. They're mainly women, but we do have the token.
Great, Rhonda. Thank you so much for coming on for a chat. I really appreciate it. It's amazing. You're going to love it. It's just phenomenal. So thank you so much.
Look, and you and to all the folks around Dubbo and all your viewers, and let's hope live performance can get back, and hopefully I can give you a hug and have a little sing with you one day.
We'll do it for sure. Hey, that'll be lovely.
Okay.
Thanks, Rhonda. Thank you. Good night. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, Jace. Bye.